So today we're going to be talking about how to deal with mean people. First of all, I should say happy almost Halloween. This is my dog mom yoga sweatshirts. It's kind of Halloween because there's like skeletons on it. Halloween is tomorrow. I'm recording this Sunday, October 30th. So I will have this up tonight probably, or tomorrow. So happy early Halloween, happy Halloween. Does it really even matter? It doesn't matter. So thank you for clicking on this video today. And we're just gonna get into it. We're talking about how to deal with mean people today. And let me just say, first of all, shameless plug, if you do not follow me on Instagram, you need to follow me on Instagram because I post motivation, inspiration, how to be the best version of yourself. Of course, pictures of my dog because what good is Instagram without dogs? I mean, what good is life without dogs? So very recently, it's interesting because let me see. 2 days ago, I posted on Instagram an infographic on how to deal with mean people. And I was just feeling good, and, in a really good state of mind. And I was like, yeah, here's all the things that I've done that have helped me deal with mean people. And I thought I would share it with you. So, I shared it and just felt good about it, right? So just recently, I had an encounter with a really mean person, okay? Without, giving it any more energy than I already have, I was like, let me sit down and make a motherfucking video about this, okay? Because I know that there's a lot of sensitive people out there, like me. There's a lot of mean people out there, okay? But I wanted to look on the bright side of things and give some advice to people who have a hard time dealing with mean people, particularly people who are really nice and kind-hearted people, which I would consider myself. So here we go. It takes time and it takes practice to deal with these people. I'm not super young, but I'm also not super old. I've been around the block a few times, not many times, but I feel like it never gets easier to deal with mean people. I mean, who wants to be in that situation? Like, nobody willingly wants to ever be in a situation with a mean or a nasty person. At least I don't. I think it'd probably be safe to assume that most people don't want to do that, but you know what? There are some people out there that like confrontation and, drama and all that. I'm not one of them. I'm going to be speaking to all of you who do not like confrontation or drama and want to literally live a peaceful, happy life, okay? So, and if I go off on a rant, I'll try to edit it out. I do that often, so sorry in advance. It never gets easier to deal with mean people, and I think that's okay. I think what gets easier is how you react to dealing with those mean people, right? So I just have some different ideas that you can do to deal with these mean people, because there are a lot of mean people in the world, but as hard as it is sometimes, for every mean and nasty person, there is a happy, nice, kind-hearted person. I don't want this to get super dark because I can tend to be kind of on the darker side. So I don't want that message to come across, okay? And that's okay if you tend to be on the darker side. Let me just get that out of the way. That's totally fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for my purpose of this video, I don't want it to be like that. I kind of want to just, put some positive vibes out there and, help whoever needs to hear it, because I know there's somebody out there who feels the same as me, who has a hard time interacting with people or, feeling positive after, dealing with a person. So that's why I'm here, to give you some advice that I have and that has helped me through situations in my life. So the first one is to ignore them, okay? Probably what I do most, because I kind of have a hard time. I don't like confrontation, number one. Number two, I get very jumbled in the moment and just very shocked when, when I'm encountering a mean person. I almost am confused as to why somebody would, be so mean like that. And I'm a very sensitive person, so a lot of times when I get angry or upset, I cry. And that's okay. Like, that's, everybody has their own response to how they deal, with uncomfortable situations or conflict or, confrontation. But yeah, if you can, just ignore them. And sometimes it's easier said than done. It depends on the person, the situation, where you are. A bunch of goes into it. But if you can ignore the person, do it. Because sometimes saying nothing is better than saying something. And sometimes it pisses them off too. Like, a lot of nasty, mean people want that confrontation, and they want you to say something back to them because they get some kind of weird satisfaction out of it, and they want to get a rise out of you. Ignore them if you can. It's a good tip that I've used many times before. It's helped many times before. It's got me out of really uncomfortable situations. Use it, do it if you can. So let's see. The second tip that I'm going to give you is to kill them with kindness. Now, this takes some practice, because when somebody is super nasty to you or just super mean, or when someone's super nasty for no reason, depending on the kind of person that you are, you either want to remove yourself from the situation, or, you want to say something nasty back to them because they hurt you. So, you want to hurt them. Some people get physical. But if you can, just a really mature way to deal with nasty people is to just be nice to them. Or recently I've kind of noticed that happiness can be a weapon. When you're happy and you're at peace, or even if you're not, but you pretend that you are, it also it pisses them off, and it makes them uncomfortable or confused as why somebody would be so happy and why they're not getting a rise out of you, right? So kill them with kindness if you can. It takes practice. I'd say, I guess work situations, I've done this tip before. I've used it with dealing with nasty people, just in a professional manner. Yeah, just use your happiness as a weapon. The third tip, which is to ask them if they're okay, right? So usually mean people are hurting on the inside. And this is a very, very mature tip. Ask if that person is okay, because usually something's going on in their life or whatever. Doesn't make it okay. I'm not saying any of this is okay. I'm not saying it's okay for people to be mean and rude and nasty for no reason. I'm trying to help you deal with your reaction to these people. So just ask if they're doing all right. Be like, are you okay? Which probably is going to piss them off even more if I had to guess. Or, maybe you get that one person, maybe it's a person really close to you, and they break down and say they're super stressed out with work, with their relationship, with school, whatever the hell they're going through. And, maybe something really beautiful can come out of it. Maybe, that person learns a lesson and, I don't know, whatever. The possibilities are endless, but it's just another tip that you can put in your pocket to ask if they're okay. And it makes you look like a good person. It's not even that it makes you look like a good person. You are a good person because you're genuinely concerned. Are you doing all right? Especially if somebody is not usually a nasty person and they are mean to you, ask them if they're okay. All right, we're taking a sip of water. The fourth one we're on now is kind of similar to ignoring them, but it's just to avoid them, just to walk away from them. Sometimes situations get really escalated, emotions are high, things are heated, people are heated, just avoid it if you can. Avoid the person, you know, go to a different part of the room, go outside, go upstairs, go to your car, walk away if you can. So the next couple, let's see, this is the fifth one, and that is, I think I touched on this briefly, but it's to focus on yourself. Your inner peace is your power, okay? If you are happy on the inside, if you love yourself on the inside, it's going to be a lot easier to deal with these mean, nasty people. If you focus on yourself and how you handle the situation, how you react to the situation, then nothing else really should matter. Your inner peace is your power, and it's so powerful and makes me teary-eyed because this is what my whole channel is about. This is my message I want to send to the world, is that if you can love yourself, and focus on your inner peace being your power, you can literally, it will affect all aspects of your life, not even just dealing with mean people. Like, I'll make another video on it, but it can affect your relationships, all positively, right? It can affect your personal relationships, your work relationships, the way you take care of your body, literally everything in your life. And I think for people who lack confidence will really understand where I'm coming from. Focus on yourself. Your inner peace is your power. You can love yourself. Things will be so much easier and so much more peaceful in your life. And the sixth one. And it's just take a deep breath, okay? Breathe in. Breathing in general reduces stress and increases feelings of calmness. If you are into yoga or any kind of meditation, you would know this, but if you're interested, you can look up different kinds of breathing exercises on YouTube, and different techniques like box breathing, or breathing for like any kind of breathing like for anxiety, or if you're interested in doing any kind of yoga or meditation. There's millions of resources out there, and this can apply to dealing with mean people. You know, someone super nasty says a super nasty comment to you, and you just, you stop and you just breathe. You just take a deep breath, and you're immediately calmer, and your stress level is reduced. And I think that your mind can think more clearly of how to how to respond to the situation. So try that out, see how that works, see if that's something that works for you, and let us know. Okay, so the last tip that I have is not to take it personally. Laugh it off. Easier said than done in the moment, right? But you're just going to feel so much better if you learn how to do this. It's not going to happen overnight, especially if you're a highly sensitive person like I am. I'm not anywhere near perfect, or I'm saying I'm 100% healed, or, whatever. Nothing bothers me, because shit bothers me all the time. In the past, I have let situations or people get to me and just sometimes ruin my whole mental state for a couple of days. If you're a highly sensitive person, you can relate to me that you remember a conversation you had with somebody 10 years ago, or what you said, what you were wearing, what the situation was. That's just a trait of being a highly sensitive person. I'm gonna put a really good book that I'm reading. These mean people do not control you. You control yourself. Work on your inner peace with yourself, your self-confidence, your self-esteem. Love yourself first, and you'll be literally untouchable. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching, and remember that self-love goes a long way.